Hi, my name's Paul, and my wife is Denise, and she's on the heart transplant list, which is a bit of an uh, unusual thing. Most people don't have to think through these kind of issues, but we get to deal with that in our family. If you don't know the story, I'll put some links in the description below. I wanted to share a little bit about one issue that I've really been wrestling with and just thinking through and trying to understand. It's this whole idea that the only way that Denise can live, right, because her heart's failing, it's not doing well at all. The only way that she can live is if somebody else dies. And that's really weird to think about and really troubling. Um, and it's the kind of thing that you almost feel a sense of guilt, even, right? I mean, is this like weighing the value of one person's life versus another person's life? Is her life so valuable that someone else has to die so she can have a life? Like, what was wrong with the other person, right? These kind of issues, so I've been struggling with that a lot, especially as a Christian. Like, how do you pray for this stuff, right? Like, I'm not going to ask God to kill someone off just so my wife can live, right? So how do you pray for this? How do you deal with that? Um, and something occurred to me recently that I thought would be interesting to share. I normally do a lot of writing, but I thought, well, I'll try it as a video instead. Maybe sometimes things are easier to explain, I don't know, just talking through it. There seems to be this, as I was scratching my head about these issues, I was realizing that I've sort of been assuming that it's like a zero-sum game, right? That the only way that one person can win is if somebody else loses in this game. Like, let's imagine that some guy, Bob, right, is in the relatively near future gonna pass away in some untimely manner. Bob was otherwise healthy. Maybe it's a motor vehicle accident or something like that, and Denise will end up getting his heart, right, and she can go on with living life because Bob died. And I realized, and this is where I was going wrong in my thinking, and this is why a lot of the tension that I've been experiencing is actually unfounded and misguided even. It's not like it's not like the choice is either, well, Denise lives or Bob lives, right? I mean, it's like, if Denise didn't need the heart, then would Bob just go on with his life and he'd be fine? But it's because Denise needs a heart, now Bob's got to die, right? It's like, well, no, that's not how it works. At least not in Canada. There might be other countries in the world where the rich and powerful can orchestrate the demise of somebody and get their harvest their organs, but that's not how it works in Canada, and civilized nations like that. Um, it's not a choice between either Denise lives or Bob lives. It's a choice between either Bob dies and somebody gets his heart, or Bob dies and nobody gets his heart. But either way, Bob's dying. And I feel sorry for Bob's family. I mean, we've gone through a lot of stuff ourselves. We had to face mortality, our own mortality, on a number of occasions. Fortunately, God's pulled Denise through a lot of that stuff. But I feel sorry. I feel bad for Bob's family in one sense, but in another sense, it was going to happen anyway, whether somebody gets his heart or not. It's not a zero-sum game at all. Like I said, it's not either Denise or Bob. It's either Bob and somebody else lives, or Bob dies and nobody else gets the organs. So that really changed the perspective for me, because in Alberta there's on average about 70 people die every day. Like, over 2,000 a month pass away in Alberta, and most of them, nothing comes of their organs. None of their organs are harvested, so nobody else gets life because of the fact that these people are going to pass away anyway. And I almost find that to be a shame. In fact, that there's opportunity here. There's a possibility, but a lot of people don't fill out their consent form. Don't. I think it's through registries or something like that, like through AMA. You can get that set up, and a lot of people don't do that. So again, if the choice comes down to, you know, I have to, if my life has to end early, and it's going to end anyway, we're all going to die. That's sorry, it's not meant to be an uplifting video. We're all going to die anyway. But you got the option that somebody else can live when you pass away. So those are the options. It's not me or them. It's when my time's up, my time's up. When Bob's time's up, his time's up. And even with Denise, when her time's up, it's up. But you got the opportunity. A lot of us will have the opportunity to add a layer of meaning and significance and beauty to that. That a lot of people are not taking advantage of. And why not? It's not like you need them anymore. Like you need those organs anymore. So at any rate, that changes my perspective on this a lot. And even like as a Christian praying now, it's not about praying that someone's going to pass away, but rather just acknowledging when God calls us home, He calls us home, and there's nothing we can do to change the timing of that. So rather praying that of the 70 people who pass away on any given day in Alberta, one of the days there's going to be somebody with the right blood type. There's going to be somebody with the right body size, right, all the other factors that play in, and they will have signed the consent form. So just praying that set of circumstances shows up in the pool of recently deceased at some point in the relatively near future, and that's a much easier thing to pray for, much easier thing to wrap your mind around. There's a lot less tension with that than this misunderstanding that it's either her or them kind of thing. So anyway, that's been racking my mind a little bit, and I know a lot of other people are sort of coming along on this journey with us. And so if that's been sort of something that other people have been struggling with, hopefully this video helps clarify that maybe that's been a bad way of thinking about this all along.